In this video, I'm gonna show how the linkage with politicians and the gang 6-7 Rasta City Muslim in Trinidad, and I am gonna show a clip of the Trinidad Prime Minister talking about a former police commissioner, and I'm gonna also show the clip of the former police commissioner talking about crime and how to solve it. So apparently him and the Prime Minister is beefing, and it's two different parties. So this is a very interesting take on Trinidad politics. This video also deep dives into the direct link, and it shows how the gang them operate within the government system and how it leads to the chaos and the bloodshed. But like I said, with this, Trinidad is a very fiery place. You could see it with the Prime Minister, you could see it with the Superintendent X1, and you can see it with everybody. Let's go.
Let me just say this, because I need to say it. When the Commissioner Lila Christopher finds herself being ridiculed on a political platform by Johnny Abraham, it rots my gut. Because I want to tell Mr. Abraham, he is not the only person who knows about crime and criminality in this country. And if I were him, I will shut my mouth. I say no more for the moment, but I'll wait to see some more. It's people like that who have us where we are today. And it's people like that who have us where we are today. Had we not had people like that in the police service, maybe we never would have been where we are today. So don't complain for me any solution. And tonight I will talk about the politicians who have us where we are today. I'm coming and telling you about they have solutions when you are part of the blasted problem. Any more questions?
So, I talk about Prezi and the presidential clique yesterday, and I get a lot of different feedback. Now, today I want to talk about how the government enables the gangster them, especially in Trinidad. We have the same problem in Jamaica, but not on such a widespread basis, because Trinidad, they have a lot of money, and the bottom line is you have the gangsters like Prezi. They are operating at total immunity because of the government. The government have these guys because they want to secure votes. A friend of mine said that, countryman, it doesn't matter which government minister you call or police, they're not gonna do anything because they are working in tandem with the gangsters. The man said Prezi will not be removed. Now, I am gonna explain the dynamics of the old Trinidad operate. Now, you have the UDP government in power, which is it's kind of sad to say it's a black people government in Trinidad. So once they're in power, Prezi is staying and he'll have total immunity. Now if the other government comes in power, which is the INM, which is the Indian-led government, they are mostly for the Muslim and for the Indian people, for the Hindu people. So now, remember Spanish, who died last week, he had gotten a contract worth millions of dollars to build a police station, and you best believe Prezi gets some of that money because Spanish is from B-Town. Now, this is the retired police commissioner, and he is at the opposition party, and he is speaking on crime and the police, and there's other videos of him out there really criticizing the government and talking and letting people know. So this is what he had to say about the government and the police, and the first video you heard was the Honorable Prime Minister of Trinidad answering back this police commissioner X. Now, it is a very interesting dynamic, so sit back and listen, and then after that I'm gonna go right back into explaining the gang situation and the link.
And I can safely tell you that when I was in charge of Central Division, the people could have slept with the house open. I will go on national television and I will warn the criminals to stay out of Central, and if they do come and they leave to tell the story, there's another story. And there is no leadership in the police service. And if the media pick it up and they want to chastise me, they could go ahead. I could stand up and say that anyway. And the reason for that is because some persons went and get elevated because of friendship, because of clique. Correct. I don't want to use all those words. While I was on the ground fighting crime, they were studying. If you don't have a leader, you can't follow us. And without all proper security in a country, you can't have no investment. They have no motivation in the police service, and on top of that, 4%. Under the leadership of Ms. Kamala Pasabi Sessa, 14%. They get it back in 6 months. $1,000 extra on their salary. They was motivated more than ever. And I could keep going on and on and on. But the whole thing is that we must take back this country, and in order to do that, the police service have to have proper leadership and persons who are willing to make that sacrifice to work night and day to bring back this country peaceful. Thank you very much.
Before I go any further, I want to make sure I get the names right of the political party. You have the UNC, which is the Indian and Muslim, and then you have the PMN, which is, I guess, the black people. So when the black people is in power, it seems like they ride with the Sevens and the Rasta City, because they're the ones who secure votes for these political party. And it seems like the Rasta City and the Sevens them and the Muslim them is also at a silent war, and this involves the Sikhs them too. Now, people are saying Prezi has grown strong because of the government. And it seems as I dive into this gangster from Trinidad, it's like I'm obsessed with him. It seems to be true. Now, Trinidad is a lot more than we think, because their culture is rooted in corruption, you know. And you see that from the Muslim try to overthrow the government. But what makes it kind of crazy and makes it on the upfront, the dancehall being so popular, it brought it out, and it is showing us on the world stage the dynamics of Trinidad. Now, let me give you an example how the corruption works with the gangster and the politician. You have a neighborhood right now in Trinidad as I speak. You understand? The apartments that the government own, they needs to be painted. It's 4 stories in height and it consists of 64 apartments in one building. Now, it's a total of 21 apartment complex, you know, and the government is paying 200,000 TT, which is 27,000 USD to have for each apartment. Now, that's roughly 600,000 US to pay to paint these apartment contracts. Now, the 7 gang in this neighborhood, they got 4 of the apartment buildings to paint. So that's 27,000 times 4 went to the 7. Now ABG, they're in this neighborhood, and the ABG gangsters, they got 15 of those apartment building complex to paint, and that's 15 times 27,000, you know. Now, the other 2 building was controlled by other people, other little gang, and they can hold their own strength, and that's how it operates in Trinidad. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Now, when these gang get this money from the government, then them use it to fund them killing and buy guns and all sort of things. So that's how the government plays a part in the creation of the gangs in Trinidad. Remember, I mentioned Spanish. He got the contract to build a police station, millions, and he's from Beatam, linked with Prezi. Now, where do the government get this money to run these programs? Now, the government of Trinidad, they have a program called URP Program. The URP Program, it's sort of like a crash program back in the days in Jamaica, but only thing is, it's like 1,000 times bigger. So, these programs, they go out into the community and they look for people who's unemployed and provide jobs for them. And it's 2 programs. It's the URP and the CEP EP, and these are government companies specifically made to fund unemployment citizens, and that's where most of these contracts come through. So in a nutshell, wherever the URP or the CEP program is dropping some work to paint, to clean out the gully, to do whatever, the gang member in that area is notified and is a part of that. That's how the money run in Trinidad. So what these programs do, you have thousands of people getting paid and you don't see any work. And I guess those you would call them the ghost gang, it's pretty much free money. And the youth them now work and they're getting money from the gangs to feed their family. Now, you have companies, big companies in Trinidad, and these companies, they're right throughout the Caribbean, you know, like Massey stores and those places. All of them was started in Trinidad and most of them are Syrians, and they started from drug dealing and corruption, and now they branch out to all over the Caribbean. You understand? One thing you have to know, you see, in Trinidad and Tobago, the Syrians are the 1%, and let me tell you, they link with the Colombians, they link with Mexico, they have large amount of money in banks over there. So a lot of the rich Tapa Trini, who are Syrian, the 1%, they align themselves with South America. Now, Gary Griffith was one of them, say, the best police commissioner, but the government of Mr. Rowley, current government, got rid of him because they said he was going after the 1%. He was raiding the rich people them house. He was doing all sort of things to agitate them. So I played a video the other day of the National Security Minister, Bad Boy Hines, was talking about the police commissioner. They call him G-String. And it goes to show how the power structure is and how it caused a domino effect in Trinidad. Now, Trinidad, like I say, it's a very wealthy country. You have people from all over the Caribbean is in Trinidad working. I have a friend there right now. He does days pay and he'll get 500 TT and even 1,000 TT a day, depend on the job, the project job he's doing. There's lots of work there, you understand, and there's lots of money. But like I said, Trinidad, the gang culture is very much rooted within the political system. And may I tell you, in Jamaica we have a saying, a hell and powder house to make a change in Trinidad. Listen, I hope I explain the dynamics, how the gang thing work with the political system in Trinidad, and leave a comment and let me know what you think about this. Listen, my name is Countryman. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and click on another video. I'm out.